Welcome to Family Gamer TV. I recently had a chance to check out what's going on with Invizimals, which for those who don't know is a popular series of games that started out with Invizimals on the PSP back in 2009. But the best way to explain what these games are is they're kind of like Pokemon, so you're capturing monsters and you're using them to battle each other and to defeat bad guys. But the difference is, with the Invizimals games, they use augmented reality. So on the PSP, the way this worked was you used the PSP camera and you had little counters, little tokens that you put on your desk or on the floor or anywhere you wanted to. You point the PSP camera at them and monsters would kind of pop out of these counters as if in the real world on your PSP screen. The great thing about the Vita version, Invizimals Alliance, which is coming soon, is that you don't even need these counters at all. And the way this works is the Vita camera pinpoints what they call nature points or natural points in the environment that it can kind of cling to and figure out that that's a real thing and work out how to appear in the environment. It's really cool. You can have kind of creatures that walk up walls and walk on the ceiling upside down and stuff like that. Now, the point of this game in the Invizimals Alliance, the Vita one, is that you're playing as yourself because most of the action takes place in the real world, as it were, with the augmented reality. Now, this is paired with a PS3 game called Invizimals The Lost Kingdom, where you play as a character called Hero. Now, his job is to take down the bad guy, Max Black, who has his kind of robot army and who's obviously doing evil deeds. And you have to take him down by kind of capturing Invizimals and using them against him. In the PS3 game, Hero can turn into Invizimals and use those attacks himself. In the Vita game, you play as yourself and you collect these Invizimals, you capture them in the real world and in the game, and then you train them up and you use them in battle. They evolve, things like that. Now, in the Vita game, the way it's set up is because you're playing as yourself, there's not of a kind of cartoony story as there would be in the PS3 game. But there's still progression. You still have fights and you still have to go and capture your monsters and things like that. Now, it's based around Hub World, which I had the chance to see when I went to see the game the other day. The Hub World has things in it like the Explorer House, where you can explore the real world with your Invizimals, a capture mode where you want to capture your creatures, a catalogue where you can look at the ones you've got. It's even got things like a cooking minigame and a music minigame, so you can make food for your Invizimals and music to play for them, as well as a coliseum where you can battle either in augmented reality in the real world or in a kind of virtual environment in the game, so if you're on the bus or something. Now, the great thing about the PS3 and the Vita game is that they work together. So as well as you helping Hero, who's the character in the PS3 game, the coolest thing about it is that if you have the Vita game and your friend has the PS3 game, you can actually battle each other in 4-player crossplay. So you can have one person on a PS3 and kind of 3 Vitas who kind of join up and battle all together. Now, it's not just the PS3 and the Vita game either. There's actually going to be a TV series that's going to come soon that is all about the Invizimals world, and Hero is the main character, Hero and his friends from the PS3 game. Now, the cool thing about the TV series is that every now and then, through an episode, a little AR marker will pop up in the corner, and they're calling it TV AR. And then you can scan this with your Vita or an iPad with an app that I'll talk about in a minute. And you get that invisible creature or that item or whatever that they've chosen to put in the AR marker into your game. So it gives you some encouragement to watch the TV series and kind of learn what's going on with the story and stuff as well. Now, the app is the final piece of the puzzle. So this is a free app that you can get on your tablet, on your iPad or other device. And it's not as much of a game as the other ones. It's more like a catalogue for collecting your Invizimals creatures together and looking at which ones you've got. So you get these trading cards, which they're already selling in Spain, and they're proving really, really popular, but they're going to come here, I think, early 2014. And they have codes on the back of them, kind of like QR codes, but a little bit different. And what you do is you scan them with your tablet camera, and you get that card into your app, and it's shown in your collection. The cool thing about this is, as well as using augmented reality, again, like with the Vita, to look at your creatures in the real world with your iPad camera, you can also do things like trade your cards with other people, so you can swap creatures around and things like that. The app will show you, if you link up your iPad with someone else, which ones you've got, which ones they haven't got, and you can do trading like that, which is really cool. If you don't have a tablet or you don't want to bother with the app stuff, you can just collect the cards like other Panini collectibles and store them in a special book so that you can keep track of which ones you have and which you need to complete your collection. And then finally, the way these hook together, just to show that they're all combined together, is that you can actually use these cards to get items in your Vita game. So if you scan the card into your Vita, then you don't get the creature itself, but you get a special colour from that creature that you then get in your game. And certain combinations of these colours actually give you advanced Invizimals that are really, really powerful. It's possible that with the PSP version of Invizimals, the augmented reality was a little ahead of its time. But with the technology behind the Vita and the fact that you don't have to use special markers, this new game in the series is looking quite impressive. Combine that with the fact that you've got crossplay multiplayer with the PS3 version, trading cards, an iPad app, and even a TV show, and Invizimals could soon become huge. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon.